Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Alex with NBC 11 Alive. Team 1-1, born to compete. I got me another guru. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Keep bringing them in. Joe Windon, what's going on?
I'm good, man. Your definition of guru is very loose.
Well, look, guru is pretty much somebody that knows a lot more than I do in his specific, genre field, whatever it might be. Just to recap and tell the people, give them a refresher, tell them what you do.
So we run an NCAA scouting service contract. Colleges contract us through the NCAA to help them identify and evaluate high school football players throughout the country. I service the state of Georgia for our company, so we don't really do any reports that you'll see on the internet. We don't cover the recruitment. I'm not a reporter, I'm a scout. There's a big difference.
Somebody you need to know. How about that? We're going to sum it up. Somebody you need to know. All right, Joe. Some people that you've seen this year, offensively, who stood out to you?
Well, these senior names. What I prepared for was the best players that I had seen.
Okay.
And these aren't new names that anybody's going to be unfamiliar with. But to me, the best offensive player in the state of Georgia this year in the senior class is Hazelwood at Cedar Grove.
Easy.
He's 6'2", 180 pounds. He runs and moves like a guy that's 5'10", 5'11".
He does.
There are a lot of tall wide receivers throughout the country, but there are very, very few that can move and react to the ball the way that he does. And something that a lot of people don't talk about when evaluating wide receivers, in my opinion, is body control. The guy's got unbelievable body control.
I agree.
And he's done a lot with his body over the last couple of years to get bigger and stronger. Hasn't just relied upon his athleticism. He's gotten better, and I think it's going to be very difficult if he continues to stay committed to Georgia and go to Georgia, I think it'll be difficult for them to keep him off the field next year.
I agree. Even with Robinson coming over.
Yeah, I mean, Robinson's a really, really, really talented player. You see that last week. Takes a jet sweep to the house against Austin Peay, who's not terrible. He's a very talented player, but Hazelwood is one of the best I think I've ever seen.
He's that good.
I saw him for the first time in the summer between his 8th and 9th grade year. Cedar Grove took him to a 7-on-7 in Athens.
Yes.
And I went up to Coach Smith when they were warming up, and I said, "Who is that kid? Where'd he come from?" He said, "That's a 9th grader.
Yeah.
He's going to be a 9th grader." I thought he was like a junior or senior that had transferred in that I didn't know anything about. And I saw the kid, and then you watch him work the rest of that 7-on-7, and he's just different.
It's unreal. Defensively, who you see?
Again, this is not going to surprise too many people, okay? But probably one of the best defensive linemen I've ever seen in high school football is Chris Hinton.
You like him? I love him.
Greater Atlanta Christian.
I love him.
That kid you don't see too many kids with that size, first step, and agility.
Yes.
That can play. He can play inside in an even front. You can put him at end in an odd front, and he can go get the passer. And plus his dad having the background that he does, the knowing and understanding what it's going to take to be successful at the next level, how you need to prepare your body, the mental things, just so many other little things that the coaches at GAC have done a great job with, and his family, and he's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, he can dunk a basketball.
I mean, dunk a basketball. I bet you if you ask him to, he could go out there and hit a home run. I don't even know if he plays baseball, but I wouldn't be surprised. You just go out there and throw him one, he probably hit it over the fence.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, guys that haven't been talked about as much that kind of came up on your radar a little bit.
There's a guy that I've liked a lot since like the middle of last year when I had a chance to see them play like Game 4, Game 5. It's a kid named Trey Young at Riverwood High School.
Yes.
Trey plays running back, wide receiver, and last year he played a lot of corner. Here's just a couple of stats, okay? In 2017 as a junior, offensively he had 10 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards receiving and rushing. He's playing both ways. He's playing wide receiver.
Yeah, that?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Combined, receiving and rushing combined, not 1,000 each.
Good guy.
Okay? But he also returns punts. He returns kicks. And he, as a corner, had 2 interceptions and 12 pass breakups, okay? So far this year, through 2 games, he's got 3 TDs. They've all been receiving.
Yeah.
Now, it's not like Trey's not being recruited. Trey is being recruited, but it's mostly Sunbelt and Conference USA schools, which those are very good opportunities if you can get them. But to me, On the way here, I was on the phone with a couple of the coaches at North Carolina, and I said, look, take a look at Trey as a corner.
Yeah.
Because if he had a lot of corner tape, a 5'11", 180-pound corner
nice size.
that has a verified sub 4.6. We have him a verified time at 4.52.
Okay.
So if you say, I got a 5'11", 180-pound corner that runs 4.5, that's going to get a lot of people's attention. But when you turn on the tape, there's not a whole lot of snaps of him playing corner. Now, in today's age, one of the most valuable things you can find outside of quarterbacks and offensive linemen is corners that can run with length.
Yes.
So I think there are going to be some people that get on the Trey Young bandwagon, but he's a phenomenal player. He's got great academics. The kid's over a 3.8 GPA. I think he's already made a 23 on the ACT or something like that. So he's a good student, good kid, and he's a heck of a ball player.
All right, give me some freshmen that's caught your eye. Let's go ahead and get into them.
Okay.
I'm dying to hear this. I'm dying to hear
So let's start with defense. There's
Okay.
a kid named Aubrey Smith. He's a linebacker at Central Gwinnett High School.
Big kid.
He's got size and speed. So right now, as a ninth grader, he's 6'1", 220 pounds. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the kid grows into an edge rusher, be it an outside linebacker or maybe a defensive end, because when you look at his body, he's got wide shoulders, and there's a lot of body to grow into to be a 240, 250-pound man. But the kid's already, you know, if you look on the internet, things like that, he's already got a bunch of offers. But the thing that I liked about him when I watched him practice was that he was just very ultra competitive. He wanted to win every drill. As a ninth grader, he was in the front of the line of all the drills.
So
you could tell that he wasn't intimidated about playing high school football, and so far on the field, he's played really, really well for those guys.
All right, give me one offensive freshman.
If I only get to pick one, I had a chance to see Chad Mascow play in his opening game against Thomas County Central, and was really blown away by what he was able to do on the field. Right now, Chad's got good size. He's right at 6 foot, right around 200 pounds. He's got a big arm, but I think what he did more than anything in that game against Thomas County Central is he anticipated very well. You could see some coverages beforehand and say, okay, the ball should go there, and it did. And then he threw a guy open down on the goal line. Well, they were in the red zone. They were on about the 25 or 30-yard line. He had a tight end who was running an over route into the end zone, and the safety picked him up at midfield. Mascow threw it about the hash on the other side of the field, and the kid just ran to it. And that's something that not a lot of kids in the ninth and 10th grade can do that. Throw a guy open. So you could tell that he's pretty special, and just athletically, he's put together well. He can run, but I wouldn't call him a runner. You know, he has the ability to run, but he wanted to throw the ball. Now, last week against Colquitt, it was a little bit different situation. I didn't see the game. I just saw the score. But the kid's impressive when you watch him, and there's a lot of room to grow there, and he's going to be a good one. Now, I know you said two, but there's just one more guy that I think is absolutely electric, and I don't know what he's going to be yet. Kid's name is Latavius Johnson. Plays wide receiver, running back, DB for Tucker.
He's good.
Now, right now he's right around 5'10", 180 pounds, and I saw him for the first time, didn't know who he was, saw him warming up.
You know we gave him out an award at the B2C Gala. He was there.
Well, I just don't remember seeing it, but there was a lot of kids that got awards. There were a lot of good-looking kids, so pardon me if I forgot one. But now this kid, they're warming up, getting ready to play Buford in the Corky Kale over at Georgia State. And I'm talking to Coach Lamar, and he says, Joe, this kid may be the best player to ever come through Tucker High School. Now, I don't know if you know a whole lot about Tucker High School if you're watching, but they've had a ton of talented players come through Tucker. If he's the best one, that's saying a lot. But just in that game, he played wide out, he played running back, he played safety, he played corner. He even returned a kick in that game. And he's in the 9th grade. He's super, super quick, very fast, and I think he's going to be a problem for a lot of people for the next 3 years.
You know, if I would say anything about him, he's electric. That's the first
word.
That's
a good word.
Mind. That electric, and he's been like that since he's been
the
a little
last
kid.
time that you had me on. You know, we started talking about levels of players. And I said, to me, the premium players, you call them aliens because they got a little different, different DNA. I think all three of those guys are aliens.
I agree.
Those three guys, they're just different.
We gotta get a shirt made, like National Preps
Alien. Yeah.
We're going to get that done. How can they find you, man?
Nationalpreps.com. You can email me at joe@nationalpreps.com. Or you can find me on Twitter at jwindon, WINDON 35. And if you got a player or you're a player, you want some recognition, want some exposure, let me know. We'll do the best we can to help you.
Hey, he's one of the best in the business. I'm not lying to you. Find him, get in touch with him. But guys, that's it right now. Make sure you catch us every Friday night, Team 1-1 with Jeff Hulliger and the crew. And of course, us, Born to Compete, #1 segment in the country. Take care, guys. We're out.